Well, today is the day I drop my balls and my face on the wall. Oh my goodness gracious, what did I just watch? Jeez. So, I actually just finished watching episode 3 and episode 4 of One Punch Man season 3, and my goodness gracious, they're not great. They're not really good. Episode 3 was probably the worst episode of all, to be honest with you. But episode 3, sorry. Episode 3 was the worst one. Episode 4 was kind of like, but they're not necessarily great, to be honest with you. Oh, jeez, man. Season 3 of One Punch Man has been a little bit disappointing. It's been very mediocre, and that's not a great sign for a One Punch Man fan. And I'm just really, really rooting for for the rumor. If you guys don't know, there is a rumor going around saying that after episode 5 or episode 4, the animation is gonna be spectacular. That's when like the fights are going to be amazing. So and they save the budget from episode 1 to episode 4 to be very, very low because like there's not a lot of fights going in there. But honestly, I don't know, man. Man, one of the few disappointing things about episode 3 that to be that is to be like the most worst episode of all time is because they actually reanimated it to what they have shown from the teaser to be make it worse, and I never understood why. And there was like this one shot of panel of like Goro and also the Jack the Ripper actually exchanging fists and slash, but it was like paneling from behind like a third person view and just like from left to right panning slowly, but it was just like just the same frame that and then like close up show view and then like it'll go back again and the same view, same frame, by the way, same bloody frame. And I can't help it, just notice that it's just so bad. It's so bad, and I can't handle it because I hate. I probably have ADHD. I probably have. I never got actually like I got check it out with a specialist, but it was so bad that I can't even focus watching the whole entire show. So I had to actually go scroll on Twitter. If I scroll on Twitter while watching an anime, that's how you know that it's actually really bad. The pacing was meh. Okay, pacing was meh. But one thing I really am glad what they actually stick with One Punch Man is the fact that the humor of One Punch Man is still there. It did make me chuckle. Honestly, I'm kind of glad they did. The writing is still there at the very least, but like, god damn, the animation could have actually been much more respectable at the very least. God damn. May I say, I will say this: fan animation did so much more better than this because so much of the animated shot that I saw from episode 3 specifically, it looks like a fan animated. I'm not even joking, it looks like fan animated. And I've seen the internet where like the episode 4 actually got released and people were actually talking shit about like how Garo was walking down and memeing it. And actually, to be honest with you, episode 4 was probably the best animated one because he has more frames and more animated in that episode compared to other episodes that we watch. But it's still not great because it's like very, very minimal. Because like you can tell the JC stuff has been cutting off the cost by paneling some weird moments here. They caught one moment and then like Goro was actually just trying to get out on his knee on the ground, and then like 1 second later they shots to him standing up, and then like what? It took me out a little bit because like, it's literally watching a slideshow of a manga showcase of a chapter. I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's really disappointing. Episode 5 is not something that I really hype for, but like if the rumor is true, god damn, I really do hope my underwear would not actually feel smell like shit anymore. I just can't help it right now. I might have to wear diaper after this. I just can't, dude. I really can't. But hey, who knows? Maybe episode 5 will probably have Vince animator from One Piece to come by to animate a One Punch Man. But yeah, that's pretty much it. A little bit of rant. See you later, suckers. Bye.